Meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, roll call, please.
Mayor Orr,
Here.
Councilman Baker,
Here.
Councilman Martinez,
Here.
Councilman Upton,
Here.
Councilman Edwards, Councilwoman Henninger here, and Councilman Villagrana.
Okay. Next, we need approval of the minutes for the regular meeting of June 1st, 2015.
I make a motion that we approve the city council minutes for June 1st, 2015 as written.
Second. First and 2 seconds.
Take another.
Take
Mr. Baker.
Villagrana.
Aye.
Baker.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Upton.
Aye.
Henninger. Mayor Orr.
Aye.
6 ayes.
Okay, now we've got a public hearing for the easement vacation. And this is the applicants of here. Here, sure. Wade, you want to tell us about this easement? Lots 7 and 8, Leafview Estates.
Good evening. This application is to vacate an easement. There hasn't been a lot of development recently, so you haven't had a lot of applications like this. There's a 5-foot utility easement on either side of the lot line between lot 7 and 8. There's a map in your packet, and there's a platted easement that's on the that talks about utility and drainage easement that was reserved on the plat on every lot line, 5 feet either side. The applicant's bought 2 lots instead of 1 and wants to build a little bit larger house and wants to center it on 2 of those lots, so he wants to do a lot line vacation, get rid of that. So I was processing that, I realized there was a platted easement, and the only way to get rid of it is action from council. So I sent out a packet to all the utilities like we normally do, and asked for their response if this was okay. Talked to our public works director, and most of the utilities are in the street, are going to come straight in. This is just reserved just in case, and Black Hills has a secondary line there, and they talked to the applicant, and there's no problem them moving it as long as the applicant can pay for it. I let him know he was okay with that. He's working together with Black Hills to move it. They just reserved this amount of space on every lot line, and so he's going to have a larger lot. When he builds his house, he just slopes the lot so the drainage comes down on his property and into the street. So I'm happy to take any questions.
Wait, yeah, he was explaining to Charlotte and myself about the drainage and utilities on this side. With this property right here, is that the Lots property, city property, what is that? For those,
That's city, and then that area, that's that kind of gray area that the city area, it's kind of I call it the tree lawn that the city owns, the right of way, but that the owner maintains. So these lots, the way they're planted, have a little bit of what I call tree lawn, because a lot of times they plant grass and trees out there.
so when the need comes in, there'll be no trouble putting in the utilities and drainage aspect?
Almost everything's, I asked Sam and Martin, everything is in the street, and then will come straight in and be a service line to the house. So.
Black Hill's the only one that responded?
And the sanitary sewer responded by phone, said they were fine with it.
Okay.
Nobody else responded.
So nobody has a real problem, and this one is being taken care of at Black Hills.
It's pretty, we don't have a lot of people who are combining lots for these kind of mega lots, so it's probably, you haven't seen one of these in a while.
Okay, well, if nobody has a problem, I'll make a motion to approve the Hersher utility
You
easement.
gotta come out of the hearing first.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Come back out here.
Thank you.
Wade, do you see any problem with this?
No, I don't see any problem with it. It's just a cumbersome process to get rid of an easement, but you have to go through it.
Okay, that's what we need to know. As long as you don't find any faults or defaults.
No, none of the utility companies have a problem. The drainage, you're gonna have to slope it anyway to do this. It's safe when you plat a subdivision to reserve all the rights that you can, and then if you need to give them up here and there, you do. And normally I would say not to do it, because if we had enough lots, but building's slow, so this is helping somebody get a housing start off the ground.
That whole area back there, if you've been back there, it's all platted. the small.
Yeah. I mean, normally you wouldn't give up a lot like this, but the things are kind of slow, so this guy is interested in doing this, so I say we work with him, and then if things pick up, you might not do this in the future because you want to have every lot be sold.
So instead of buying one lot, you bought two lots.
Yeah, and sort of his,
I don't have nothing to argue with.
Okay, any further discussion on this? We'll go out of public hearing back into regular hearing. Now we're back in regular.
Now,
Yes, there you go.
I'll make a motion then that we approve the Hersher utility easement vacation and lot line vacation.
Second. Wait a minute, is it lot 7 and 8 you got to tell?
Yeah, we have a
No.
first, second, but I'd like the city attorney to catch up with this
Right.
real quick before we go any further.
Okay.
All right?
Vacation of the right of way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Read the packet. I don't have any particular questions about it. I think the ordinance does what a vacation ordinance needs to do. So, it's fine.
So you good with this?
I'm good with this.
All right, we have a first and a second. Roll call, please.
Upton,
Aye.
Baker,
Aye.
Martinez,
Aye.
Henninger. Aye. And Villagrana.
My apologies for being late.
I know she didn't even have your cup of coffee.
I was on the run.
Okay. Are we doing this action plan? Public hearing for the special event hours. Okay, next we'll go into public hearing for the special event for the city of Florence for the address is Pioneer Park, 120 East 4th for the 4th of July. And we are now in public hearing for this.
Well, real quickly, what this is talking about is as part of the 4th of July celebration, there's been a request that a beer garden be included. This would not be the kind of beer garden where it took up the entire pavilion. As you can see from the map, it's a smaller facility, or smaller than that entire garden. So that's what is being requested here, is the ability to have that be part of the 4th of July event.
You know, if I may, the application says nothing about the 4th of July.
You did just the same.
And down on section 8, it has a date.
Section 8.
Oh, there it is, okay. I see.
Exact, the middle page,
Do you see it?
middle page.
The 7/4
Right above my
of
signature.
15, that's pretty well on the 4th of July.
Excuse me.
From 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Okay.
We tend to borrow.
Any other comments from anyone?
I would like to question the map where I've drawn the beer garden. Do you want it to include the pavilion, or do you want to exclude the pavilion? Because we had an issue with the chamber that they had the beer in the pavilion, and then the people that came to the music in the park didn't want to go in the pavilion or couldn't because, or thought they couldn't because there was alcohol being served. So
I think, my only concern, now that I look at it, because it was taking me a second to get oriented.
Who drew this up?
I did. I didn't have any.
I see why you question it.
I'm just thinking maybe it should be small, a little smaller.
So,
Because I think what they found on some of the previous events was that, I mean, this would put everybody sitting on that one side in the beer garden, which they can, but some people don't feel comfortable doing that, so we might be better off to make it a little smaller section.
But my question is, do you want to include the pavilion?
No.
Which is
I think
here.
we
No, I
want it
wouldn't.
right next to the
Right.
pavilion.
Yeah, this is the pavilion, so that says
Okay.
you can't take beer in the pavilion. You could only have beer in this black area, in the outline.
It's not the bigger sizes
oh,
you
so
think
where
it
you
is.
have
Do you
stages, the
think
whole
this is okay?
pavilion.
I think that's a
Yeah,
pretty good
this, the
size.
stage is the pavilion, the covered part.
Okay,
This is the grass on
That's
the
what threw me
west.
off, was the stage.
yeah.
I think that, for me, I would like to see a space of maybe 5 feet between the pavilion and a beer garden. because as we know, when beer drinkers get happy, they get loud. And could interfere with the music, and people listening to the music. Having worked this before for Kicking a Butt Barbecue, I can tell you that's what happens.
Okay, my question is, do you want the people to be able to get a beer and sit in the pavilion?
My answer is no.
Okay.
Then why not?
Because I just got through telling you. Because it interferes with other people trying to listen to the music. I've been there. I bartended during Kick the Butt. I know what goes on.
But if they're sitting there having a beer, I don't think the sipping of beer is a big disturbance.
You ever
Well,
see a happy drunk?
does everybody out there know what we're talking about? Do you want to look at the map? That's what I'll hold up this map. If you've got really good eyesight, you can probably see it. But what we're talking about is they have it here, and this is the pavilion. So they're asking about, before these two get into a big argument, if it should be in here, around that, and included in here. Because I want you, everybody out there to know what's going on too.
The grass to the west.
Who's doing the beer?
The city is getting the license.
But who's going to get the benefit of the money that comes in from the beer?
The city.
The
To help
4th of
defray
July,
the cost.
it'll go
defray the
towards
cost.
the same as the
So
4th of
staff,
July.
like the people,
But we have volunteers.
Well, whoever takes the
We
training,
believe probably the Rotary Club.
whoever takes the training,
Yeah, whatever. Can put the official armbands on and all that, you know. But that's what we're talking about. So now, let's get back to
get a
this.
show of hands to see if they think people should have beer in the pavilion.
We are in public hearing.
We are in public, that's what
Yeah.
I'm asking.
See if a
See
show
what the
of hands
argument
is,
is.
should they have beer in the
How many want
pavilion?
beer in the pavilion, how many don't?
So everybody, give me your feeling about what you think, because we're in public hearing now, and I'd like to know what you think.
Is the flagpole in the middle?
Where's the
Of the beer
flag?
garden?
I'm gonna go take this out there.
It would be west of the flagpole.
if it rains, I'd like to go undercover.
Makes sense.
Good
You
rain.
don't want
And
your
it
beer to
could
get
rain.
soggy.
Oh, that's all right.
Warren makes a great one.
I have to say, if you don't overserve the people, they're not gonna get loud enough not
I
to.
agree.
Yeah,
And there
and
were
plus they
some
got
people that
armbands,
were-
so they can't.
Getting overserved in the past, and I think that was the problem.
The best thing to do
So
is
as long as
86
you're
them
not
out.
over-serving them, you should not have difficulty with them being obnoxious. My opinion.
And we'll have the police will be walking through there all the time anyhow.
The pavilion, yeah. I can see that.
Okay, so Mayor, are you asking the people out here to do a show of hands real fast?
Yeah,
How
I'm
many
asking
would want to
their
be able to go
opinion on
inside
what
the
they'd
cover?
like to see,
Not wanna go
because we're in public hearing.
Would there be seats in the beer
Beer
garden?
beer or wine?
There would be seats in the beer garden.
Yeah, benches and that.
I would think.
I would think.
But if it rains or anything, then you're sitting out there with a soggy beer.
So what, I enjoy a soggy beer.
I mean, this
Okay,
isn't rocket science.
I'll probably.
Better to be.
let's see a show of hands of all those that would like to see it underneath the pavilion.
At least some of it.
Some of the seating.
But you gotta keep them up so you can count.
Well, it's either
Okay,
in or
those
it's
that
not.
wouldn't like to see it. Well, I guess your beer's gonna stay dry this year.
I don't know about that
Well,
beer.
but that means we've got to
We
draw
gotta
this
vote,
map.
We
So
got
it's
that.
accurate.
And we
So
gotta
I'm just
redo
gonna
this. Just,
extend
she
it.
can extend this.
Well, but you don't want to take.
Where you going?
the entire
Yeah,
thing,
if you're not gonna
because
be
then
here.
people don't, what we learned before is people don't feel comfortable if it's all in the beer garden. I mean, if all of the inside is the beer garden.
Do half of it or
Well, I
something.
think they didn't feel comfortable because the pavilion was roped off.
The whole pavilion was roped.
Yeah, it was roped off. I mean, you
Right.
felt a little claustrophobic, but what about making like a whole big section of the park so they can actually wander around and sit in the grass wherever they want with the beer?
You
Well, then
would make a whole park.
What happens
We'd have
if
to
they
fence
take
the
it
whole
out?
park off then.
I'll
Yeah,
fence
you
it.
take the
I
whole
volunteer
park.
to fence it.
No, you don't. We ain't fencing that part.
Well, then people think they have to pay a fee to get in.
Yeah, we're not doing that. No.
Not only that, you'd have to provide security.
No, if you determine the pavilion is gonna have beer in it, the pavilion's gonna have beer in it. You can't have,
Well, no, you could do,
Reserve seats.
last year, they did a little section, a little tiny section in the end. They shrunk, even though they had the right to do much bigger, they shrunk it way down. So it was only a small portion.
how do you broke that off? How do you?
Put
They-
the
they
orange
did.
fence.
I say you ask for more and then we can shrink it back.
I think we'll,
Would you have to provide security?
Yes.
Okay, we need to move on that.
Do the west front corner of the pavilion. Give them a table and stage. Yeah, but stage.
Yeah.
Over to the middle. Just do a corner of it. Give them a
So
table
something
or two.
like that.
This is what I'm saying.
Oh, you think just split it down the middle?
Yeah, something like
It's
that.
easier.
Because,
I mean-
see, then you've got this whole part where they got the stage up here.
You charged everyone
This
else.
part.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
that's true.
Oh,
You
gee.
have to come.
Well, as I said, why were we making this such a big problem? If someone wants to have a beer and then sit down and listen to the music and so forth, we will have some policemen there. If something is disruptive, well,
I agree.
it's going to be handled by our police department. I know that if I'm going to have a beer there, I'd like to sit down and listen to the music and do whatever. So I don't think we have to.
I don't think we have to rope it off.
I don't think so
rope
either.
it off.
I don't see why we
And
should.
Shane's
rope
No,
got
you're
really
not
good
selling.
taser now.
You're not going to be selling in the pavilion. You're just going to be sitting there.
Okay.
So, anyways,
You've got a good taser
Sorry.
now.
One last point is, when we made this, it smaller for the chamber, the band wasn't able to have a beer, and they were a little bit upset that they were playing for a bunch of drunk people in a little corner that they couldn't have a beer either. So,
And
yeah,
who
at least
doesn't like a
include the
drunk
stage.
I agree. I think it should be the whole pavilion.
just I don't. Like I say,
Let me just say this, if we have to send the state the map. So if a liquor inspector walked in, he would see the area. Now, if there's no people in it, fine, but let them have it in the pavilion.
So
That's what I say.
the area where you're actually selling the beer has to
be
be
out.
roped off.
Wherever
Right.
anybody standing with a beer has to be within a boundary. So I have to know what your boundary's gonna be.
Okay. And we can put up some signs that the beer can't well, you're gonna, out in the grass, we'll probably actually have a tape perhaps, but then, in the
Well, your
pavilion,
security will be able to tell people you can't wander away.
you can't
with beer
wander,
in
can't
your
wander
hand.
out of that.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's pretty simple.
Plus, you're gonna have to have security to see that other people in the park don't have their own beer.
Right.
Right.
And do we have the right to shrink it down a little bit if we think
Yes,
that will work better?
but you can't enlarge it that day if it's
No, you
not
can't
on the
make it bigger,
map.
but you can make it smaller.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want that day.
Because
as long
my
as-
fear is we're gonna have that same thing where people aren't gonna wanna come in because they, for whatever reason, they don't wanna bring their kids in there if,
Right.
you know, if they think it's, if they think they're not allowed with their children in the beer area. And so my fear is if we have it this big, then the people with kids are gonna, many of them will think they can't bring their kids inside the beer area, or they may not want to. So as long, if you approve it like this and we figure out a way to shrink it down, we can make it smaller. but
We
not
can
bigger.
shrink it.
Okay, is there any more comments out there? So I can go out of public
So we'll
hearing?
just include it and then you guys can do whatever you want.
None. Okay, I'm gonna go back into regular hearing, and we're out of public hearing now. Now, council, is there any comments from you? Okay. We're proposing. Do you wanna go with mine or yours? Which draws better?
Whatever you wanna do.
Just include the pavilion.
Just include the pavilion.
Okay, I said half, and he's got a little apartment-sized corner here. So,
I think that's a small thing.
Forget it.
You guys can do whatever you want that day, but we need it.
But the stage is included, I guess.
okay, so we're going with the area here and the stage area there. Okay?
All right.
All right,
Okay, and I'll make a motion
okay.
that we approve ordinance 5-20,
No.
yes, no, I'm sorry. The special event permit for City Park, right?
Yes,
For Pioneer Park.
For Pioneer Park,
for July,
as discussed.
for July 4th.
120 East 4th Street.
Well, let's make sure that everybody understands the area involved.
Go ahead.
Can we put on Brian's map, draw out exactly what it is? It just hasn't been drawn on
The
yet.
beer garden and the stage,
Yes, that, which is the,
right?
But we need to draw,
I'll draw, don't worry,
That's
I'll
pavilion.
draw.
yeah, but I don't think council knows what they're voting on either.
Yeah, they do.
I know,
I don't know what I'm voting on either.
I know what I
What?
voted on.
That's my concern.
I need to check.
Vote on the
Yeah, I'll
pavilion
do that.
and
So the whole pavilion,
Right.
okay.
They can sit there.
That's clear then.
On the map, that would be, as I understand it, the beer garden that's described on your map.
Right.
Plus the stage. Right?
Yes.
Right.
And the stage is really the pavilion. When you say stage, think of that entire building.
Okay, and is that the motion?
Yes,
That's the motion.
that's the motion.
I'll second.
There's a
Got a
second.
first, second,
Let me take
roll
it.
call, please.
Baker,
Aye.
Henninger,
Aye.
Martinez,
I'm lost. I mean,
Upton,
Aye.
Villagrana.
No,
You said no.
I said no.
And Orr?
Aye.
5 ayes, 1 nay.
So rope it off. Get the beer flowing.
Okay.
There you go, moving on. We're now gonna go into the visitor section, and it looks like the first one I got on my list is Barbara Gonzalez. Please state your name and your address to us.
My name is Barbara Gonzalez, and my address for the last 23 years has been 404 Tanner Avenue. Heck of a rainstorm we had Thursday, wasn't it, boys and girls? A couple years ago, I relayed my concerns about the berm that was built at the corner of 3rd and Florence Avenue. When you redid all the sidewalk on Main Street, on the east end of town, and did the curb and gutter or gutter down Florence Avenue, and cut the dips further in 2nd and 3rd Street. And I believe I relayed my concerns to Councilman Martinez, and also to, what was his name? Don Moore. And I explained at that point, if you get the perfect storm, I would get the perfect storm. And that's exactly what happened on Thursday. I don't know if you can, neither can draw, okay? You cut dips here, and here, and here. And you bermed up right here with concrete. Thursday evening, all the water from Main Street, 2nd Street, and 3rd Street came down Florence Avenue, hit that berm, in some cases was up and over it, came across Florence, got up into Mr. Upton's field, and you could see the river come down here, skirt behind this rental house between this house and Mr. Upton's main home, come across Tanner, and he flooded my basement. The gulls also got it. There was a pond probably 20 feet wide in the bottom of your field.
I know.
For days, you couldn't drive behind your house because of the mud, could you?
No.
My house sits lower than all these other houses on Tanner, with the exception of my neighbor directly to the north. He, however, does not have a basement. I do. By the time that storm was done, and that's following Mr. Upton irrigating, was it Monday or Tuesday? Yeah, in that time frame. So these fields that sit here and here were saturated with water. By the time that storm hit on Thursday, there was so much water coming directly across Tanner, I had 30 gallons of water in my basement. Ruined the carpet. This is the first time, like I said, I have lived in this house for 23 years. And it's never done this before. Even the year that the bridge over Brush Hollow Creek on 115 washed out, It didn't even happen then. And those were two storms back to back on the 3rd and 4th of July that were outrageous, as you can imagine. I mean, if it's enough to take a bridge out, it certainly could have flooded my home then, and never did, until now. I'm not asking you to replace my carpet yet, but I'd sure like you to get an engineer down there to look at this, because I'm not going to have my home flooding every time we have a substantial rainstorm. I do have flood insurance because I live in a floodplain. However, if you've ever read a flood insurance policy, they're worthless. They're as worthless as the piece of paper they're written on. The list of exclusions is way longer than the list of inclusions, and one of the provisos in all of them that I've ever seen are that at least 2 contiguous properties are also flooded, and that was not the case. Mine was the only one that got it, and I knew I was going to be sitting in the crosshairs when that was built. Please get someone down there to look at this before the next incident. It's supposed to be fairly dry this week. I don't think we're going to have any problems yet. But I'm not going to go through this every time we get a bad rainstorm that I never had to go through until that berm was built.
So is there no storm drainage down there?
No,
No detention ponds or anything?
no.
Just my field.
Mr. Rutledge, property.
Mr. Mayor, I don't recall talking to her about this
That improvement was done before you were.
before I was in there. I have never talked to you about this.
Yeah, I think we
No,
have.
I haven't.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
all right,
But
my
we
mistake.
have never talked about this. You might have talked to more about it. I haven't. That's the first time I heard about it till you brought it up.
That's
Okay,
I'm sorry.
that's all right. So if there was more drainage or the curbs just
Should we?
got...
and there is no curb and gutter
With that
on
out?
Tanner.
No.
No.
There is no curb and gutter on Tanner.
Okay. All right. Well, all I can...
I mean, if we need to look at a special improvement district, I understand that.
Yeah.
But something's got to be done about this situation.
Can you look into this and see what you can come up
It's
with?
related to the CDOT project we're starting out too, so
All right.
there will be improvements, drainage on Main, at least that'll take some relief off of this.
That's
All right.
part of that. We have the
But that
preliminary
won't be
drainage.
started until next May.
But it is going to happen.
Right.
And she's had it happen once in 23 years, so if we get it...
Well, it was also during a period
Yeah.
with record rainfall for the community too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, then we've talked to CDOT about,
Well, yeah.
it's their water, it's coming off their highway, and they've got to find a way to
So there's several
detain it and
solutions we
slow
can
it
look
down
at.
or dump it somewhere.
Okay.
I would certainly
We will
appreciate
look
it.
into it.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you. And if you need to find out where we're at on it or anything, get a hold of Wade anytime. He's
All
our
right.
city planner.
All right,
Okay.
that sounds fine. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. I know everybody's had a little bit of water here and there where they didn't want it, but
But this,
the ground's a little saturated.
and
Streets are gone, roads are gone.
my road's gone up on top,
Yeah,
but
this is an unusual year,
Yeah.
very unusual year. And
Mr.
until we
Mayor,
get through it, and we're just now starting the rainy season.
Don't say that.
That's what they say. Okay.
yes, could I, since you have anybody else coming up for a visitor, any?
Yeah, we got
Yeah,
one more Mary
I
show.
do. I got,
Okay.
Mary Shell. Okay, come on up. And then if you want to be a visitor, you can be a visitor.
All right, thank you.
Good evening. My name is Mary Shell, and I live in Canyon City. And I'm here to request the use for the St. Joseph's Hospital Manor for a arts event center. We had a workshop last week, and Per request, I've written up a letter of intention. And if you guys agree to this, we'll get started on it.
Well, I know Lynn came in and talked to me about, she's a little concerned about what you guys are doing compared to what they're doing, the Art Council. And so I was gonna schedule a meeting with Charlotte, Lynn, and all the other Art Council and get them together and see what because she's a little upset that you guys might be doing something that she's doing.
Oh,
But I don't know. All
there's
I'm gonna
no-
do is
nothing.
get together, all of you, sit you down and figure it out. So before we do approve any of it, of that, you need to actually sit down with the Art Council.
We've talked to the Arts Council prior to this with Lynn,
Really?
and we've
Well-
had conversations. This is completely separate from Arts Council. We're not building another Arts
Yeah, and
Council.
that's what I tried to tell them, but they're a little concerned about it. She came and she brought like 3 or 4 other people down there, and I about mugged. And I'm going, you know what? I can't tell you exactly. That's why we all need to sit down together, iron this out, because they're worried about something. And I know you could tell them exactly what's gonna go on.
Well,
Evidently, maybe they didn't catch on to what you're actually doing.
I've spoken with Lynn. She thinks that this is competition for the Arts Council, but you have more
Okay.
than one
See, that's
restaurant in
it.
Florence.
Okay.
We're not intending to compete with the Arts Council,
Right.
but it is artists coming
Right.
together to do art installation. So, and doing a production in the meantime with theater
Yeah.
intertwined into it.
We do art installations, which means that the art that is installed is not for sale.
Yeah.
It's to be enjoyed by visitors, interactive rooms, interactive art projects. It's not wall art, it's not flat wall art, it's not sculptures for sale. It's more of a fun zone, activities with art and objects and
Well, my suggestion is that we talk to them as soon as we can. I know we're leaving.
Right.
Huh?
Yeah, we're leaving.
Tomorrow morning. So we won't be able to get with them real soon, but we need to talk to them and reassure them because they're really, I don't understand why they're concerned they have, but I don't feel good about going ahead and giving you permission and then having them come and say, well, you know.
So do we just table it for a while?
What's the request?
That's what I don't
For
know.
use of St. Joe's Manor from the
Yeah,
time frame
for them to take
of
over St. Joseph's Manor and they're-
tomorrow until November 31st for an art installation and production.
and see,
Is it in shape?
no,
No,
bad shape.
Well, it's,
they're gonna have to.
remember, it's in the shape that it was when they used it for the haunted house. So it's certainly not, I mean, it's not something that you don't want to eat you don't want to eat dinner there or whatever at this point, but it is safe for passage.
safe for our use.
Last year, so, I mean, if you say no, that shouldn't be the reason.
No, it isn't that reason. It's just that some of the other citizens in town are just upset about it, but.
What are the dates of the request?
They want it right away, June 15th through November.
Right.
Which is.
Well, we had a workshop and it was pretty much okay at the workshop.
And then we met with Wade and Mike again to work out the details as requested, so.
Yeah, that was what council directed them to do at the workshop. Back in 2 weeks ago today.
And your suggestion?
Well, from my perspective, I mean, I wasn't aware of any controversy, but I'm trying to understand what the actual controversy is.
I think Charlotte understands it somewhat.
Well, they think we're opening up another art gallery,
Yeah, right.
and we're not.
Well, you know, as I view this, how many art galleries do we have now? Competition is competition. That's the way things works in this world. And this, actually, what I have seen, that Charlotte showed on the computer, this has nothing to do
Nothing.
And I agree 100%. But
Well, except that the request says, she
Yeah.
said they're not selling anything, yet they're going to give us 5% of the net sales.
It's the same
That's
thing as
It's
the
a-
haunted house where it's gonna be admission-based.
Admission-based.
For the admission.
For the
Mhm,
admission.
For the admission.
Right. And I guess I look at it,
yeah, I do too.
that, hey, if we have another attraction here that does something good for our community, hey, let's move forward.
What about urging,
Exactly.
Mary and Charlotte and whoever else to get with Lynn?
That's what I was saying.
And, I mean, I don't think you necessarily want to say, we're gonna hold this off until they get together, but some explanation, just some opportunity to show them there's not really a conflict here.
Well, and we would love we would love for them to participate in this. I mean, they have artists that we would love to come and help create this art and create this atmosphere. So, you know, I think this is a team effort in trying to get them on board. I don't know why they're having,
And we're only doing a
I
three-month,
don't either, but I just
three-month
don't.
thing.
The only thing I was worried about is if I say I'm gonna get mugged next week, you know, so I didn't want to do that, Paul.
I guess the problem that I'm having is trying to understand why one business can tell another business that they can't operate.
Well,
That's the
and I
first
agree
thing.
with you.
And the second thing that I don't quite understand is that this will help the city of, the administration, the building itself.
Sure. All right.
And I don't know, I guess I would hate to be in their shoes and have somebody tell me, well, I can't open
Yeah,
a store just because you got one. I really don't understand it. I'm sorry, but I just don't
And that's what
understand. I
Larry
think it's,
competition. Okay, well, and then, in that case, it sounds like everybody's on the same.
Dory's got something.
This says it's from June 15th to November 31st. Is it 7 days a week, or is it weekends only? What are your hours?
right, well, it's gonna take us the majority of this time to build. And then once we open, we'll probably be open. We're trying to shoot for Pioneer Days being the first showing, for people to come in and see, you know, what has been made. And then running, so from Pioneer Day until November 30th, it would be evenings. So it'd be like 5 to 10 o'clock on weekends. And
Oh,
that's,
just on weekends?
yeah, no, I don't think we do it Monday through Friday.
No.
I mean,
And you think you'll profit from that,
you know,
pay
we're,
for materials?
we're really not looking to profit from this. This is just something that we want to create, and it's something fun, and it gives something for the kids to do. It gives something for the artists to do. It's just a place to come together and be creative. So, and if we can make that money for materials to keep changing out the art on the walls, and
Okay.
then that's what we're after. Is
And then when you're all done and if this doesn't work out,
then it would be back into the same
maybe
shape
come
of it.
back and clean it back up.
Yep, we would pull everything out.
Wouldn't look like the haunted house.
It would probably, no.
No.
Well, I got my key taken away early because, yeah, you took my key for the, otherwise it would be clean.
I had a question. You mentioned kids. Where do the kids fit?
We're trying to get, right now we have PCC involved, so we have some PCC students, but we're trying to
Are
get,
you calling them kids?
no, but we're trying to
I
get
am.
some of the, we're trying to get some of the high school students that are in art classes or interested in art involved.
Okay, so
And have to
you're trying
have some
promote
really
young
interesting
people's
experiences.
Participation,
Right, right.
and I'm all for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
see, and I think that's what the art, thing would be affected, is that they have classes for students and stuff, and that's where.
Well, we're not teaching them classes. They're going to be helping us.
Classes, yeah.
We're not giving art classes. They're just going to help us build the rooms, the exhibitions, the installations.
I understand that, I do, I understand that.
Okay,
but I
good.
think that the art council is very afraid because they do offer various art programs
Right.
to people, and
That's
that
what they
they
were.
would think that that's competition, you know, for the.
Well, this is just more variety for kids to choose from.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, let's move
it
forward.
sounds like we're agreeing. Let's move on with motion or whatever.
Would you like me to step out since I do have a conflict?
Yeah, I think that'd be better. You know, she's involved in it, in the proceeds and
Well,
everything.
and Charlie, you've been a part of the discussion, so it doesn't.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I don't think you have to excuse yourself.
I don't think you have to.
Should I abstain from the
Do you
vote?
feel like
Abstain from the vote.
I know, city council members have their own agendas all the time, as long as you're
Right.
not profiting individually from
profiting
what's
into
going
it.
on.
But it's in her company's name.
Right now, we're using the insurance for my company.
It's her company's name.
All right, well, that changes it.
You're changing the subject then,
I'll abstain. I'm good with that.
okay?
So she's
We didn't move.
You would step out to avoid the conversation, but the conversation's already occurred.
Can you erase what we just said, all that?
Control Z.
Being that it's your company though, and everything, we're not gonna let you.
Well, that's
That'd
her
be her
choice.
choice. That'd be her choice.
Right,
That's good.
absolutely.
All right,
Okay. Do we need?
So is she gonna stay and
Just to clarify, it's not my company.
And she's just gonna abstain.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's not your company?
No, it's not my company, it's actually Lisa's company, and, yeah. But she's.
and you're far enough out there, you don't have to leave the room. All right, let's get a motion on the floor, if we're gonna do it.
Okay. I will make a motion to allow Frog Dog Productions, located 115 East Main Street, Suite 9, Florence, Colorado, to proceed with the use of the St. Joseph Manor at 600 West 3rd Street, Florence, Colorado, from June the 15th, 2015 till November 31st, 2015. And they're agreeing to give us, the city, 5% of the net income that would be admission. And they will be, they'll be responsible for preparing their program, and after November 31st, I guess we'd have to come back and see if it's working for them, then we could extend this to another time. Would that work?
That'll work for me.
That's the motion.
That's the motion.
Okay.
Did you look?
First and second, roll call please.
Baker,
Aye.
Upton,
Aye.
Martinez,
Aye.
Villagrana,
Aye.
Henninger,
Abstain?
and Mayor Orr.
Aye.
So we have 4 ayes, 1 absent, and 1 abstention.
You had 5 ayes.
4 to 1. Lots of
5 ayes.
We're only just
5 ayes? No.
Math, no ayes, strong suit.
Did you understand what just happened?
I think you said 5 ayes. I got 4 of them. Yeah, and plus if the Arts Council, once they see, it's a 3-month trial period basically, and then we'll get them involved and be able to see what we're doing, and they'll probably join in with us. We're not competition, we're sisters.
Well, if they come
Thank
down
you.
to me, start mugging me, I'm bringing it to you guys.
Me too.
You can bring Denny to you.
Okay, new business. The resolution 11-2015 adopting Fremont County Hazardous Mitigation Plan. Who's gonna talk on this? Wait, or you?
Wait, do you want to talk about this one? Or this is something else?
That's what you're talking
Oh,
about.
okay, good, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, basically, Steve Morrissey, the county's emergency manager, is basically saying we want to be able to get reimbursed for some of the things that happen. We need to adopt this plan. And so here's the plan. It's pretty much, as long as we know it's that simple, if we want to be able to get the FEMA dollars when it happens, we need to adopt this plan.
So has anyone read through this plan?
I did.
Did you?
And the police,
The Florence section.
Mike has read through it quite a bit, but he's watching the Blackhawks tonight, so.
And Don Moore participated in this while he worked for the city. It's pretty pretty comprehensive, and I checked the Florence sections of it. And the plan would have to be adopted by resolution by all the entities within Fremont County, so that then, that has to happen by no later than October, so that then Fremont County will be eligible for grant money through FEMA for flood and hazard mitigation.
Do we have any specific?
Dealing with,
Wait, one at a time. Go ahead, you started.
is this dealing with vegetation? Is this basically dealing with vegetation?
No, this is dealing with flood hazard, fire hazards, all kinds of natural disasters.
Snow, everything.
Anything that
Pretty
would
much
cause
anything that could happen.
destruction,
Okay.
yeah, would cause an emergency response.
But it does include that as well.
Because I know that we had gone through that period of cleaning up the, what was that plant that they were so concerned about?
Cotter.
Yeah, drinking up so much water, et cetera. If Mr. Upton hasn't, then I would make a motion.
Yeah, I was just, I think you listed most of them. These are natural type disasters,
We had a tornado and it ripped everybody's houses apart, yeah.
like flooded basements,
Maybe,
maybe.
That's a
Because
big,
that's,
but it'd have to be 3 contiguous properties.
oh, so it wouldn't be individual.
No.
It'd be, have to be an
It
area.
has to be a disaster, yeah.
Duck ponds in your backyard don't count. Anyone else? Comments from any of the council people? Okay,
Then I make a motion that we approve resolution number 11, 2015. A resolution of the Florence City
Where are they
Council
getting
adopting the 2015
Right here.
Fremont County Hazard Mitigation Plan.
11, 20.
Second.
It said 20,
Let's make sure
sorry,
the resolution number is what? 11?
11.
2015? Is that what you said?
that's what it says.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Dory heard something different.
That is.
There may have been a small pause between 20 and 15.
Yeah,
Okay.
So who was the second, sorry?
Tony.
Roll call.
Filigrana?
Aye.
Martinez?
Aye.
Baker?
Aye.
Upton?
Aye.
Henninger? Aye. Mayor Orr?
Aye.
6 ayes.
6 ayes. Okay, moving on. Mayor's report. Mayor wants to report that everybody needs to get out and get people signed up for the 4th of July. I got an application for you.
He's already,
I've already given my verb.
Oh, man.
He's gonna be out of town.
I'll give everybody one, yeah. So everybody, encourage everyone to get in our 4th of July. It's gonna be a great parade. We're gonna try to beat last year. I signed up a group today that's 60-some people that's gonna be in.
Do they know it?
I said I'd drive a bus. So we're gonna have a good 4th of July this year. We're gonna try to beat last year's record. Mike says he's gonna hit 150, or else everyone in this whole place can soak him really good.
I know anyway.
So if you hear anyone that wants to be in it, or anyone that, and the newspapers wanna advertise anything in it, we'd surely appreciate it. Because it's getting closer and closer. Before you know it, it'll be here.
That's 3 weeks away.
Yeah. So that's my report. Committee reports. Paul?
Monday, we met with the county commissioners here in Florence, and the subject that was discussed quite length. Mike gave a very good report on the happenings that happened out at the, I can't remember the plant's name, but anyhow.
The Vulcan plant.
The Vulcan plant, and